guys, Helen Hartsmith again here from the Heart of the Witch's Path YouTube channel. I'm shooting my second video of the day because I'm feeling a little inspired. So that's why you see me in the same outfit. Hope everybody's having a great day. Today I wanted to do a book review because I have a ton of books and, well, why not? So I have a book here called Magical Needlework, 35 Original Projects and Patterns by one of my favorites, Miss Dorothy Morrison. So here is the book cover. And here's the back. Now this book I got... Actually, I think I might have had it for a year because I want to say that I found this on Amazon like last February. That I could be off, but that seems about right. This book is copyright 2001, so it's been out for a while. But I remember when I got this, it was soon after Convocation last year. And when I got it in the mail, I'm friends with Miss Dorothy on Facebook. And so when I received this book, I totally took a picture of the cover, posted it on Facebook, tagged her in it, and said, "Oh, look what came in the mail today." And her response back was, "Oh, good grief, where did you find that?" I actually found it on Amazon. I believe it was a used copy. I could be wrong. If it is a used copy, it's in perfect shape. So I am a crafty crafter. My coven, we do what we call a crafty craft day 2 times a year, one in the summer and one in December just before Yule. I'm a sewer, I'm a crocheter. I also do some knitting and some other crafting type activities. And so this book looked really interesting when I saw it on Amazon. So I wanted to tell you about it and see if maybe it interests you and you want to find it yourself. So being that she is a witch herself, a Wiccan herself, Miss Dorothy has approached this book with a witch mentality. So in the beginning of the book, among the information that she has as part of the preface or whatever, she talks about inspirational incense and different things that you can blend together to make your own incenses or anointing oils. She also talks about stovetop potpourri and different pre-made incenses that you could use to spark your creativity. And I really appreciated that aspect of it because, I mean, we always hear about writer's block, and I do some writing myself, so I know where that's coming from. And sometimes you need creativity for your crafts as well. She also has a little ritual in here for, it's called a Muse's Magical Space ritual. So I thought that was really neat. She also talks about color and the medium that you're using for your crafts and the symbology and how you weave the spell into a project. And I appreciate that as well because, I mean, yeah, I probably could have thought about it on my own, but it's kind of nice to have someone's take on it that you can read and then make your own changes to that speak to you and speak to your path, basically. So this is divided up into chapters that deal with different kinds of crafting. Miss Dorothy, if you're aware of her, if you know anything about her, you might know that she does quilting, and she actually makes and sells various like altar cloths and things like that that are made in the quilting fashion, and they're beautiful. One day I'm hoping to maybe get one myself. We'll see how that goes. So she has a sewing section. So I thought I would try to cover like each of the sections and try to show you an item or two that she's suggesting that you can make. So in the sewing section, she talks about a poppet. And the thing that I appreciate about this is that she includes a pattern. How cool is that? So we all know that poppets can be used for spell work, for, you know, bringing healing to someone, or bringing peace or love. So that's kind of a nice thing, you know, to have something there if you're not so creative yourself that you can, you know, just sketch something out. I'm not the best sketcher, so this is actually something that would be, you know, very handy for me. She also has in this section herbal protection charms. I would definitely do this as a dream pillow, you know. So there's a chant that goes with it. There's suggestions on herbs to use and things of that nature. So that is not, I've made something very similar to that before, a dream pillow. And so that's nice to have the herb suggestions and things like that. As I mentioned, she's a quilter. So there is a quilting section. And my housemate is actually kind of getting into, or is into, quilting at the moment. So I showed her some of these patterns that are in the book, and she was really liking this one, which is a 7 Dancing Sisters design. So this is like a patchwork that you would put together to make a quilt top, or you could make single pieces. So there's a big section on quilting with different designs that I thought was really neat. I think that's a little bit too detailed for me. I'm a sewer. I'm just not a real pretty sewer sometimes. So I'm okay making costumes, but I'm not always good with the detail work. I also appreciated this. This is a Blue Star of Protection wall hanging. And this is there's a quote in here taken from the Wiccan Rede that reads, "When misfortune is enow, wear the blue star on thy brow." So that was an inspiration for this project idea. And I should mention that these project ideas, not all of them were the brainchild of Miss Dorothy. This one happens to be hers, but she does give credit. You can see under the picture there that she does. This one is a design by her, but she gives credit to whoever did come up with the design. She also has a section on embroidery and this beautiful sampler. Again, a little too detail oriented for my tastes, but man, if someone gifted that to me, I would totally be all about that. And again, there's a pattern for it. So it's kind of a really nice thing to have, you know, to have the pattern with it as well. I also thought that this design was really beautiful for needlepoint, with the goddess and the moon phases, and, you know, she's a Gaia looking representation with the earth and such. I thought that would be really beautiful as a wall hanging. There's a crochet section, which is kind of up my alley. And I kind of dug this project, which is a filet vest with a cute little pentacle and kitties on it. Love that. What else? I went through and marked a few of these pages just so I could show you. There's also a knitting section, and none of the knitting projects like really zowed me. They were okay, but there wasn't anything that was like, oh, I'd like to make that, or I'd like to have that. So, but there's some pretty shawls and stuff like that. So those are kind of neat. Another thing that I liked was in the back, in like the dyeing, spinning, and weaving. There's a chapter on that. And she actually has a really nice table of natural dyes and what you would use to get to, okay, so she has the colors, she has the dye, and then there's something called Mordant, Mordant. I'm not sure what that is. But if I ever wanted to do something like that, we'd definitely have to research that. But to get an olive green, you would use moss and onion skins. So I thought that was kind of nice, because This is like a one-stop crafting guide, people. I like it. Then there's Magical Accoutrements Appendix, where she has some grafted different things like the Theban alphabet. She also has the astrological symbols and some magical symbols. She has the runes in here, and so they're in a graph format. So if you wanted to include that in needlepoint or fillet work, if you're into that kind of thing, it's kind of grafted out and ready for you. So I thought that was kind of neat. And then the last section, the last appendix, is dates and deities. And so again, we've got a nice table here, and so, embroidery, if you wanted help with embroidery or wanted to use embroidery for something, it's associated with Saint Clara of Assisi, and a special day for that saint is November 4th. So she's got, there's a lot of saints on this list, but there's also Hestia under the needlework and Bridget, and Kali under scissors, things of that nature. Ariadne under thread. That makes sense now, doesn't it? So yeah, this book is just over 200 pages, and I like the size of it. I like that the text is a nice size. I like that there's patterns. I like that there is a variety of different crafts. And some of them might seem a little dated. Like I said, this is copyright 2001. And so some things in here are kind of dated, like the little bookmark here. And there's a project. Do you remember the mugs that you could kind of take apart and you could put this embroidery material in and you could embroider something? There's projects like that in here that I don't know how many people still do that or use things like that. But you could certainly use the designs. I mean, because that design on the bookmark is really cute, and you could use it in something else. So, I have my own 5-star method, but mine is 5 brooms is my rating system. So I would actually give this book a 4 out of 5 stars, because yes, there's some dated things, but all in all, it's still viable in the world of crafters, and there's some good information in here if you're a witch. So if this is interesting to you, then I encourage you to take a look at Amazon and see if it's still available. As a matter of fact, I will try to go on Amazon and find it and link it down below. So if you found this video useful or entertaining, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. And I'd love to hear from you, so leave a comment below. Or if you don't want to leave a comment, there's an email address too, and I'll have that listed in the description box. So until next time, thanks for walking the path a little with me, and blessed be.